Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the stream. For those watching on Twitch, hello. For
Oh,
those watching later on
yes, everything
YouTube,
on my desk decides to topple over.
also hello.
Okay.
I should
No.
probably mute these guys while I'm doing this bit. So today's second session of Crown of the Oathbreaker, and we are going to um, run through some stuff in the city and see what the players want to do, and go from there. So without further ado, let's go. All right, so you guys are in the inn as you were last week. Haven't moved. Whole week you've just been sitting on these chairs for some reason. It's odd. And I do know people who do that in games, by the way, who actually run the game like a week has passed every single time they come back to the game.
Yeah, I know that that was very much a classic staple in old school D&D, but you know.
Yeah. A week has not passed. It is the next morning, and you have woken up, and you are all feeling relatively rested, and miraculously all your wounds have healed because sleeping in D&D is magical.
Yes.
And you must decide what to do with the day. You have been invited by Bentilia Word Splasher Stone Shield to get a tour of the city, and the barkeep last night suggested that was probably a good idea to get you familiar with the city. But in the end, it is up to you what you do.
Well, I know we're not going to give him a whole gold each.
Sorry. Tobith is going to finish writing his journal for the day because, lots of stuff happened. That was a pretty eventful day.
I do like that nobody bothered to worry about that wagon. I was like, we should look up. Nah, fuck it. Here we go. We're off. The wagon's still sitting out in the middle of
we
the road
completely
there
forgot
somewhere.
about them.
And I was going to do a little bit of
It
a
was a
thing.
magical deer.
Well, I was going to do a little thing about that. So the bit that you don't know is that like a couple of days later, somebody found that wagon and found it full of stuff, and they found this really interesting necklace which had a bloodstone on it, and
Uh-oh.
you can tell the people who have read Dragonlance, bloodstone. Oh no! Yeah, that bloodstone.
Why didn't we go through the wagon?
Ulrich is
man.
gonna want to venture out into the city before he does. He goes over to Baron and he says, excuse me, Baron, can I have a word, please?
Oh yeah, what you need?
I'm curious. Since we arrived here, have you felt any different? Um, I don't know how else
Well, yeah. I mean, well, like I showed you on the hill, I got these. I can do this, and he clenches his fist, and they become iron.
to. Yes, I feel like I don't know how to describe it. A spark of the divine has mayhaps come
Yeah.
upon us.
Are you too on a mission from God?
I I don't know. I don't know if your God and whatever deity has blessed me are the one and the same. I'm not sure. I'm just making an observation.
Um,
But
Mm.
I feel uplifted by these newfound I don't know. Should I call them powers or should I call them I don't know, I'm not sure.
just a little bit of housekeeping there. I think, Baron, that you may need to turn your sound down just a little bit. You're topping out the sound when you're speaking, and Elric, you might
Oh, my
actually
bad.
need to turn
Oh, check.
yours up a tiny little bit.
Okay.
You're coming in low, he's coming in high. It's just redlining the sound on the stream, so It's crackling it when it hits that
Okay.
high.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
All right. So yeah, you're both feeling that the power flowing through. Obviously, slightly different. I think you would know the most likely cause of yours, Elric, because you are a Knight of Salamnia. You still followed the forms, at least, if not outright believed. And you obviously did believe, because this connection wouldn't be happening if you didn't. Like, there was obviously part of
True.
you that was like, oh, the gods are still out there somewhere, just, they're shitty at us.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
It's all. Yes, he's aware, but it's still kind of new-ish.
um, I'm assuming you, not that I think that alignment is the most important thing, but I'm assuming you went lawful good.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Old school Pally.
Yep.
Yeah. Old school Pally. Love to see it.
Could only be human and had to be lawful good.
Heck yes.
Oh crap.
Alaric then turns to Tobith because he's like sitting right next to me, and uh, shall we go out into the city and venture and see what we can find in this place?
That sounds like a great idea. I heard you guys talking. Like, did it tingle? Was there a noise? Like, whoosh when you suddenly had your god talking to you, or what happened?
It's more of a feeling than an actual sensation. Just, I don't know how to describe it to you. Um,
Well,
Something
I
very
actually
different.
spoke to mine. Well, he spoke to me
You
at least.
And how do you know it's not fake magic? I mean, like with your arm the other day, like I could flex real hard and pretend to have divine power. Does that make me a paladin?
Mm,
I
Hmm,
don't think so.
no,
Hmm.
no.
I
I'm
felt
certainly not a paladin, nor did I speak with any deity, but I'm pretty confident when I say that. No, that logic does not logic.
Though
Well, don't mind me. I'm just trying to learn how to spot early warning signs. If anything starts glowing or floating, let me know. It's very important. Important for research.
though Finley, you do
In-
feel a little bit empowered yourself because, again,
mm,
in Kryn Rangers didn't have magic, like,
right.
so you're feeling a little bit like different too, and I'm assuming everyone has leveled up here.
Yes. So I
Okay.
should. Yes.
So
Finley hasn't had the occasion to tap into that strange feeling that he's been feeling, but he does feel the tingle of magic kind of stirring in him.
somebody needs to have the talk with Finley about his tingles.
well,
It's just natural. When a boy hits us, no.
Yeah. That's part of the puberty, you know.
All right. So you
That's
guys
your spider tingle.
get your stuff together. You head downstairs. I'll say Ricio's somehow there and awake. You like, this guy was up past when you were, and he's still there, and he looks fine. Breakfast is being served. He offers you each a bowl of sustaining gruel because it's not exactly the highest end in. It's pretty good, but it's like you're not getting quail's eggs and caviar for breakfast.
Yep, works fine.
And then you head out for your day.
Tobith borrows a spoon.
Of course, Tobith borrows a spoon. Can you roll a
Sure.
stealth check, please?
Certainly. Oh, not very well.
You're actually really good, but you've forgotten that Rishio Tane here used to be a rogue of some sort. And you hear from the bar as you go to put the spoon into your bag, you hear it, and you turn to look at him, and he just wags a finger at you and points at the table.
Found this on the floor. Here you go.
He just raises an eyebrow and watches you put it carefully back on the table.
Which I do.
Finley, can I say Finley, possibly clocked this? He's not going to say anything, but he certainly raises an eyebrow like,
Yep. Kenda's gonna Kenda. Like, what are you gonna do?
yeah, for sure.
Alright, so you know from brief conversations last night that at the end of the street you're on, if you were to turn left, you'd actually exit Onadbyr through what's called the Sea Gate, which obviously goes towards the sea. Very thoughtful naming. And if you were to cross the bridge, you would end up in what is known as the Sword District, which is where all of the kind of blacksmiths and those sorts of businesses are. If you travel back the way you came, of course, you will eventually run back through the North District and into the Coin District, where Bentilla is. But up to you. You can just wander around the city all day if you like.
Last night I told everybody that every city's the same. First job to do is find work, make money, and move forward.
That's
We're
not what I
living for
normally
the
do, but sounds okay for you.
All right, so
Word Splasher can show us around. Through him, we'll find work.
All right, sounds good.
Are we going to go find Bantalier and see if he wants to give us a tour?
That's Word Splasher. Yeah. All right, so you guys wander. Sorry, I didn't have that. There you go. You wander back around the way you'd already come because, you know it.
Mm-hmm. I know Finley's certainly going to be looking for any notable landmarks, anything that he can use to discern like his placement within the city.
All right, so I'll give you a brief description on the way back of what you ran past then. I already mentioned the cemetery up ahead last night and the moneylenders next to the inn.
Mhm.
I believe I mentioned the Temple of Nature that you passed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in front of that is, at this point here, I don't think you can see the thing. There's a long press. This point here. You can see
Zoom out a little bit. There
the
we go.
crooning
Okay,
willow,
yeah.
which is just this immense tree with silvery bark and leaves. And a couple of passers-by who are locals mentioned that it's been there for centuries. Like, no, there's nobody alive who doesn't remember it. Even Elf, they don't. There's no one who doesn't remember that tree being there.
Silver Willow, you
Yep.
said?
Yep, and they say that once a year on the holy day of renewal, which you don't know what that is, but they're telling you that's every day of that year, the tree hums a tune in a soft and deep female voice.
On Holy Day of Renewal.
As you continue on, next to that is a small park, which has a little sign saying King Vakrilos Park. The park bears the name of the grandfather of the realm, the second king of the Azanar line, a beloved king from over 2 centuries ago, with many wives, dozens of children, and scores of grandchildren. The park is known for its many food stalls and buskers, which you see even at this time of morning. People out there with lutes and flutes and all sorts of music, just going about their day, hoping somebody will drop some money into their various instrument cases.
Mm.
Clearly you're all mean and nobody does that, so we continue on.
Oh.
As we mentioned yesterday, this here, I really remember, Ping Ping, is some sort of zoo called the Monster Menagerie. You hear the sounds of animals hooting and howling and all of that.
Um.
Yep.
Upon seeing what wildlife, kind of about the town, Finley might try to approach cautiously.
Oh, you
See if he
can't.
can't interact with some of the animals.
You can't see anything from the outside. You can hear the wildlife, but there's quite
Oh, I can
high
hear them. Okay, yeah.
walls around this place, like very, very high
Okay,
walls.
but I can hear.
Yeah, you can hear the hoots and hollers of certain things. If you want, you can give me a perception check to see if you recognize any of them.
Oh, yes, for sure. This is definitely something of interest.
It's a little bit too Oh yeah. Oh no, actually that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So you notice the sounds. You don't know what type, but some sort of bird that sounds maybe something like you've heard peacocks at one stage in your life, and they sound similar but not exactly the same. You can't discern exactly what they are, but some sort of bird, and they sound maybe like a mating pair. You also hear something that sounds like a rhinoceros you once saw. The rest
You
of
had
them,
said when we were
Rhino.
I was gonna say you had said when we
Rhino.
walked through the town before that we saw all different races like half orcs and half dragons. How common are half dragons here?
fairly,
Dragonborn.
fairly common. Fairly common. I mean, they're not. It's not everywhere, but like enough that you would notice them, and you wouldn't have any sort of particular aversion to them at this particular point because draconians had not been discovered when you were.
Back home.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's not like you've got this prejudice against them because you've been fighting draconians for years. So you would, more than anything, you're more likely to be like gawking at them and having them look at you like, "What is wrong with you? Why are you gawking at us?" Because here they're just normal.
That was kind of my thought. Like I'd be looking to some of the other party members and kind of pointing and staring a little bit at any dragonborn we walk past and wondering, is there a curse in this land that has afflicted these people, or like this is different? And they're almost like to Finley, who maybe is a bit more reserved than myself, asking like, you go say hi, like you talk to them, like what's up with these people?
You wish for me to go up to a complete stranger and ask them what their deal is? I
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna do that, but no, you go say hi and like I don't understand how there's dragonborn. Like, are they half dragons and are they birthed from a dragon? Are they hatched? You ask.
I
Tell me how it goes.
feel like that may. I, I'm not familiar with these people either, but I feel like that may be possibly insensitive.
EM has Auric seen draconians yet or no?
No, I would say this is just before that became a thing.
Okay. So I would have no disposition whatsoever. Cool.
Yeah.
You know what? He's gonna walk up to the Dragonborn.
Alright, so you
Hmm.
spot a random dragonborn on the street. Let me see if I can actually. I'm gonna give me a minute, and I'm gonna see if I can find somebody that's actually part of the story, because that might be more fun.
Oh, sure.
All right.
There's a lot of characters in here, so I will just have to skim through. Meantime, you are definitely drawing attention because you are all just like gawking at everybody because of the. There we go.
As Ulrich goes over, I'm gonna hit Finley in the chest and tap him, point at Ulrich, and be like, "This is gonna be good." See what happens.
Yeah. Sure. We will see how this goes.
All right. So you run into this guy,
All right.
and he sees you approach, and he kind of raises an eye ridge, because no eyebrows, but one of the eye ridges raises up, and waits for you to speak.
Yep. Ulrich says, "Hello there, sir. Um, how are you today?"
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm a fish out of water, if the phrase is correct. I'm quite new here. Me, myself, and my companions.
He
Um, where do you hail from? I don't believe I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. Um, I don't know what to call you.
he looks at you, and he's a little bit confused. He's, "Oh, well, of course, I hail from the Isle of Xantharos. I'm a member of the Karamosa noble family there. Uh, I'm a, I've lived here for many years and was once a cleric of the Relentless, but yes, you've not seen a half dragon before? Where are you from?"
I'm I am from a land far, far away from here. Um, isolated, mainly. Um, from outside denizens of the world. You said you were a cleric?
Once upon a time, now I uh, provide security for the Starbright Jewelry store.
Oh, security. Are they are they are they hiring anymore?
Oh no, they've got quite enough security with myself. This guy is, by the way,
Ah,
like you know, 10 foot tall. He's freaking huge.
oh, pretty big. Wow.
Um,
Oh well, I am looking for work. So if you know anybody or any establishment that needs guard work, I suppose I'm fit to do so.
he says, I have heard of um, some. Just give me a second there. Says I've heard of the disappearance of a young'un by the name of Drac Tightlips, dwarven blacksmith, who actually makes fish hooks, believe it or not. But he's been missing from the. frequents one of the taverns by the harbour, and he hasn't been in there for many days now, and very unusual apparently. So I had heard a call that somebody was looking for him, and that there would be some sort of reward for finding out what had happened to him.
Ah, who would I speak to? Should I be interested?
Um, the owner of the tavern, whose name escapes me at the moment, was the one asking, but they said that the best place to start for anybody that was wanting to look would be Drax's home. Apparently nobody's been in there, and the doors are locked, and they didn't want to, I suppose they didn't want to accidentally go and find something that they shouldn't. Or, nobody wants to break into a house and find a dead body or something.
Right.
But anything like that in the city, if you... I see that you are very new here. Anything like that in the city, if you find either a body of the person or something else, it can be reported to the Red Cloaks. They are the organisation in charge of keeping order in the city. So the most likely to pay and the most likely to be able to give you other jobs should you prove to be useful to them.
And where would I find these red cloaks? A chapter headquarters or something?
That's a very good question, and of course you had to ask that because I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yes, of course. Always asking the questions that you don't have the answers to in the moment.
Yeah, he does give you the answer, but I will give you the answer when I find the answer.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
thank you for your time, sir.
Magnus, Magnus,
Yes. Where's that?
have you ever seen anyone like that before? Do you think he's related to snakes, or maybe he's just a really tall, polite fish? What do you think?
I can't put two and two together on these guys. That's why I sent Finley. Well, Ulrich went to talk to him. I don't know what to make of this yet.
All right, so
I wonder what other things are people here. Like maybe rocks walk around chatting. I hope they do. I'd love to meet a talking rock someday.
I think you already hear the rocks talk.
Yeah, but that's just in his head. Uh, he did tell you where to find them. He actually directed you back almost where you had come from. It said that across the bridge, just before the Sword District in Seaside Road, are the halls of the Lawgiver, and that's like the High Court, and that's where the Red Cloaks are based. So if you ever need to
Lawgiver?
halls of the Lawgiver. Says you can't miss it. Big building,
Oh.
3 towers. Which you can't see that because I haven't revealed it yet, but I will reveal it. Here we go. We'll unfog this because he gave you a nice description, and he told you it was this building right here.
Well, I thank you for the information, and I hope you have a nice day.
He says you're very welcome, and welcome to our city, and I hope you enjoy. And if you're ever in the, I mean, obviously not now because he's kind of looking at your fairly disheveled appearances, apart from Ulrich, who he sizes up as somebody that might be able to afford something, because, plate armor ain't exactly cheap.
Yeah.
He did, like, if you're ever in the, market for some jewelry, I cannot, you can't go past my employers. So feel free to come and see them at any time when you have money.
I will let my companions know the same. I currently have no need for any jewelry.
And he points out to you that actually it wouldn't be far from where you're going. No, he doesn't know where you're going, but he points out that it's in the Coin District, and it's actually this building right here in the Coin District is them.
Mm.
And what is that place again? Sorry.
Starbright Jewelry.
while this conversation is happening, Finley's gonna lean over to Magnus and say, "Oh, all right, that didn't go nearly as badly as I thought it might, but well,
All right, so
I think what I might do is this, just to save you guys, having issues with all this later on. Might make this a bit smaller though. But no, I don't know why that happened.
yeah,
Oh,
well, Ark bids him adieu, and he walks back over to his companions, who were watching him intently.
yes, Finley's
So,
sweating a little
where
bit.
do these lizard-looking people come from?
Well, that one in particular was from an island nation. I don't know if he hails from here or not.
the Isle of
Um,
Xanthros is what he told you.
yeah, the island of Xantaros, he said. Um, Oddly enough, I almost had a lead on. Well, I do have a lead on a job, possibly. Um, a missing persons case. Um, we can go see a group called the Red Cloaks, I believe they're called. I hear they are the authority um, establishers for the city. This city.
All
Yes,
done,
indeed.
Arik. Always good to get information from a stranger.
Well,
Kind of
he
pat him
seemed
on the
open.
back.
Yeah, he seemed open to talk, so I decided to talk.
Finley taking mental notes.
I
Totally.
So I'm just gonna do this for all the places. Just gonna change the pin's name to the actual name of the place and write them on there, so you don't have to try and remember where everything is in the city.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
Yes,
thanks.
thank you very much.
So we're gonna see the red cloaks, hoods, whatever.
Well,
Or are we gonna
yes,
go to
possible.
this words flasher? What do we think?
I like finding things, especially things that are lost or misplaced
Yes.
or hiding on purpose. Maybe if we find Rex, he might know something interesting.
I like making money and jobs.
I'd
I
like to
Make
judge his
friends.
craft.
appreciate hard work.
But I think one of you might want to be the ones to talk to the Red Cloaks. For some reason, Law doesn't like me.
Looking over
We can.
Tobeth. I'm not surprised.
Baron, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll leave it up to you. I'm fine with either or, but I want to go find this guy, that Drax. I want to talk to him.
Yes, I don't think there's
I will.
any reason we can't do both. I suppose the question is which we start with. The missing person might be a little bit more time consuming and also possibly time sensitive.
Yes, I do vote too for the missing person. Shall we?
All right.
Did this lizard-looking man tell you what tavern owner? Like you said, a tavern owner, but what tavern was he missing from?
I think the consensus is to go and see the Red Cloaks first and to find out from them the pertinent information.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
To the
That
red
would-
cloaks.
Yes.
To the Red Cloaks.
The Dragon Man fellow said to talk to the Red Cloaks in the halls of the Lawgiver. I think that's what he said.
He gave you instructions for there. I'm just going to try and do this as we go. Uno momento.
DM question. Red Dragonborn would reflect to a red dragon from Homeland. Is the chromatic dragons? Is there different afflictions or different personalities given to the different chromatic dragons? So seeing a red dragonborn, would that entail me to think that the red dragonborn was more fearsome or violent or anything like that?
The truth is, you'd have absolutely no idea because, again, the time from Kryn that you were at, dragons hadn't been seen since the Cataclysm. So
They're myth.
yeah, you might actually give me a history check.
Perfect. Always love the rolls. Let them tell the story. Survey says 17.
So you know from tales you've heard and myth that historically the chromatic dragons were considered to be evil, but you didn't really get a feeling from this guy that he was evil. So,
Okay.
I'll leave it up to you how you feel about that. But you do know from historically that the metallic dragons were all good, chromatic dragons are all evil, and that. Especially, well, you would have a little bit more background in that because of things, knowing that the good dragons fought Tacitus and all that.
Fair enough.
So the bridge ahead of you is called Grangar's Chain. And enormous chains hold up this double-towered narrow bridge. So think Golden Gate, bit smaller. Chains instead of big cables. Crossing across the bridge into what is clearly like the industrial area of town. You're going to pass a shipyard to your left, which has a sign out the front which notes that it is the Royal Shipyard, and also some guards out the front that are letting you know without letting you know that no. Not your services are not required in the Royal Shipyards. They're not quite threatening, but they are definitely not asking for you to walk over and start a conversation. Just show this pin. You see a signpost that says Seaside Road here, which is where he told you the Halls of the Lawgiver are, and walking down you see the gigantic building that says Halls of the Lawgiver.
This must be the place.
The doors are open and people are walking in and out. There's a lot of business types with briefcases and documents and quill pens and all sorts of things going on. It's a very, very busy room. You see a man dragged out in chains to be taken to somewhere. You're not sure where, but he's dragged away and taken back behind the building down the street. He's screaming as he was, "I didn't do it, you bastards! I'll fucking kill you all!" And as you walk in, you are met by this lad.
Before we get talking, I'm gonna tap Tobith on the shoulder, and the people might be different, but every town's the same. Every town has a hall of justice, just like this.
Right. So I'm usually, when I see these places, I'm on the other side of it.
Well, stay outside and we'll get some work.
That might be a good idea. I'll explore around out here a little bit. See if there's anybody to talk to. See if
I'll step
anybody
in.
lost anything too. I'm good at finding things.
Oric will approach the gentleman.
Alright. Why am I not seeing that?
We're seeing the picture of Mursef
Yeah, I see
or
it.
Mursef.
Oh, I'm looking for something else. That's alright.
Okay.
Alright, so you wander up to Mursef. He looks over the top of his glasses with you. Now, he looks quite dishevelled, heavy bags under his eyes, cup of coffee sitting there, and like he hasn't slept properly in about ever, maybe. He also is surrounded by scribes running to and fro, back and forth. Like it's a never-ending stream of people coming in, dropping off pieces of paper, picking up pieces of paper, signing pieces of paper, and just it's very, very busy here. As you walk over, he looks up at you, sighs a little bit, and goes, "Oh, yeah, I see you there. What do you need?"
Yes. Good morning.
So, yep.
Sir.
It's look. What do you need? Like, too busy for pleasantries? Just let's get it done. What are you after?
All right. I'm here to take up. Me and my companions are here to take up the job of the missing person of Drex. I think his name was.
Oh, the guy from the tavern, yeah, Drek. Yep. Okay, so, sorry, I actually evidently just unbooked myself. There we go. I'll go back to that. Yep. So he was at the tavern down. Down in the seabed district there. Apparently, he's got a house, small house near the buried tower. Down in the seabed district. Door's locked. Nobody's seen him in days. Look, what can we do? We can pay 10 gold a head if you can find what's happened to the guy. Apparently, he makes really good fish hooks or something. I don't know. I don't know why we care about fish hooks, but apparently he makes really good ones. So if you can find out what's happened, come back here and we'll pay you 10 gold each. How's that sound?
Uh, Sounds all right, I suppose. What? Are we allowed to enter this person's house?
Well, how else are you gonna find him?
I just want to make sure in case
He's like, you're right,
one of
you're right. He's like, he shuffles through a stack of papers for a minute, and he finds one. Nah, not that one. Throws it over his shoulder, picks up another one. Here it is. All right, sign that. That is a writ giving you right to break into Drax's house, and the Red Cloaks won't arrest you. All right.
yes, that'll do nicely.
You sign that there, I'll sign that here. You keep that with you, and if the Red Cloaks come and stop you, you show them the writ, and they'll leave you alone. Okay?
Yes, very well. Thank you.
Much obliged to good sir. Thank you for your time.
Not a problem. All right. I'm busy, so you can all bugger off now and go and find the guy.
Absolutely.
I take the writ and I turn to the other guys and I was like, okay, let's get out of here.
Yes.
All right.
Let's get to work.
Let me find him. There we go. 58. So the location that he's directed to you is actually outside the city proper, in a place called the Seabed, which is here.
Ah,
Mm. outside the walls.
I'll ask Ulrich, what are we getting paid for this job?
10 gold ahead.
So, yes, 10 gold each, right?
Yes.
Yes.
How much is that in steel? Do we know?
10 steel.
It's 1-to-1.
I'm
Equivalent
gonna pull
of?
out my coin purse. Look inside.
Is that good pay? Did you negotiate?
He definitely didn't give you any room to negotiate.
No, there wasn't quite any time for that. He seemed very, very agitated and busy, and um, no time for any talk. I wanted to get
Alright,
more
well,
information about. I wanted to get more information about the case, but I unfortunately could not.
well, it's the first job. I guess we can't really. We have no leverage, but get this one done.
Yes.
We'll build leverage.
Yeah, let's build up a reputation of good work first, and then perhaps we will have room to negotiate on future work.
Oh, yes.
All right. So he did give you very brief directions to leave through the fish gate and head down to the buried tower, and you'd find Drax's house near that. So, fish gate guard is open at this time of day, and the guards basically just wave you on through. They're not really worried about anybody on this side because this is the ocean side of the city. So you're not going to be invading unless you came on a ship, and you didn't. So, you know.
All right.
And what you see here, you smell that unmistakable smell of like a dock area where they're like this is where all the fishing is done. All the fishing boats come in. There's that smell of rotting fish guts and bilges.
Might this be my first time by the ocean?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, oh no, because you were in Crossing, and Crossing is by the ocean.
Oh, okay. So I'm at least familiar with this smell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Just
if anything,
curious.
it would actually remind you of Crossing because the smell coming up there was like, whoa, yep, that's
Yeah.
never gonna forget that.
Yeah. Okay.
But
This kind of smells like This place smells like a fish tried to wrestle a boat.
Something smells
I'm
like
lost.
frozen to me. Yep.
But it does look amazingly well appointed in some parts of it. When you look back towards the wall, there's like nice little parks and trees, and the houses look quite well to do. So you would surmise that this is like the fishermen's families and stuff like that that all live there. Across the by the docks, there's sailors singing drunken songs even at this time of day, and taverns and all of that wonderful stuff. We'll say that you ask around and you get pointed towards Drax's house because everyone knows him here. And eventually you find yourself here at Drax's house. Now, I don't have a map for this one, so we're going to have to do this Theatre of the Mind again. So,
Oh no, with my imagination.
the small house of Drac is right near the buried tower. It's a simple one-story building all you can really see is one room and a small room, like looking through what you can, probably a bedroom off to the side.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The
Pretty simple abode.
The door is locked, and yep.
I can look after that.
Yeah, I'll turn to Tobith and be like, I think you can do something about this locked door.
Sure, not a problem. Probably.
Don't worry, we have official permission. And I hold up the writ in case one of the guards come by. I will take care of it.
Hey, can I have that when we're done?
Probably not. No.
Maybe not, Tobith. Let me
Official
keep an eye on it.
business only, Kender.
Everything's official. Okay, whatever.
Not
Especially my
everything.
tone.
Life
All
would
right,
be
I will
pretty
get out
boring.
my tools and see what I
Everything
can
was
do with
official.
this.
Now, I'd like to say, just as an aside, you don't know this yet, but you guys are going to have a lot more problem with Kender than the people here are going to have with Kender, because there aren't any Kender here, and halflings aren't all considered to be dirty thieves here.
Yes, of course.
Oh, I'm
Myra
trusting
Kender.
Tobith as far as I can see him.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Oh, for sure.
Um,
We'll likely mistake all halflings for Kinder at first.
That's enough.
Come on, Tobith.
It's a fairly simple lock, and you manage to get it on. It's not you're not elegant about it, but you get it.
I'm a little rusty. It's been a while.
At least 15 or 20 minutes since he picked his last lock.
Has it been that long? I did see you try to take a spoon earlier.
All right. So you unlock the door and open it, and inside you see not one, not two, not three, but 4 skeletons wandering around the room.
Holy crap.
Now,
I don't think that's normal.
we're going to pretend this is the house, and you're at the door, and you've like wandered in, and they're kind of just wandering around inside the house. I don't really have a size for the house, so I'm going to huddle characters. Tobith,
That's
you
not what I was
hoping.
hoping. That's not what I was hoping to find behind that front door.
He's got.
I
far
don't
too
think
many
any of us
skeletons
were
in his
prepared
closet.
for skeletons. The skeletons to be literally in this man's closet.
And on his floor.
You think they're the friendly, chatty kind of skeletons? No, I
I'm
guess
sure
they're
we'll
using-
find out in the next 5 seconds.
Yes.
No, I don't think so, Tobith.
I'll get everyone to roll initiative.
Get your dagger ready.
Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Oh god, I rolled terribly. At least I have a +4.
Now,
Gives me a 6.
most of you would be at least familiar with the idea of undead skeletons and aware that they're usually just mindless, wandering around going stab, stab, and somehow making noise. I've always wondered about that. Whether they go like where? Where's the voice box? How are they making the noise? But
Chattering of the teeth. It's chattering of the teeth.
yeah,
Chattering
we'll
of
go
the
with that.
teeth, yeah.
But the first one here, skeletal apprentice, turns around, sees Tobith, and casts a firebolt at you.
Oh, firebolt.
That was Olt, right? Not all. Olt.
Bolt, not ball. Yes, that might
Yes,
be a little
good.
bit much. At this point.
Phew.
And rolls a 14.
That is a miss.
You manage to duck out of the way just as it comes through, but you're like, this thing's casting magic. What?
Not liking all this magic.
Magnus, you've just seen this firebolt go zipping past Tova's head. You can hear the chattering of teeth and whatnot, and probably see through the door. What you gonna do?
I'm gonna grab Tobith by the jacket, pull him back through the door, and try to close the door behind him.
All right.
Pretty much closing all the skeletons back in the closet.
Rude. I didn't even touch anything yet.
All right. So you've closed the door. The skeletons are all inside.
I'm looking at Tobith and be like, "What's that? Huh? Magic from a bones? What kind of job is this?"
Well, apparently one's where we don't actually do the job. We close the door. They started it.
We were told to find Drax. He's not in the house with skeletons, unless he is one of the skeletons.
All right, so I'm gonna stop you there because that's gonna definitely be
More than
your
6
turn.
seconds?
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be your turn, and we are still in thingy. So you're saying this as like it goes through the skeletal apprentice's turn because you hear it walk up and start rattling at the door handle. It hasn't quite managed yet to open it. You probably like it's not going to be able to open it, but do remember, one of them just cast a firebolt. So firebolt being able to open a door, I feel like you'd be able to open a door if you can cast magic.
Yep.
Ulrich,
I don't think the door's gonna
Yeah,
stop a skeleton that can
we
pass
can't.
firebolt, literally.
No, we can't leave them to their own devices. No, now they've seen living creatures. Um, I'm going to destroy this evil, whatever it is, and
Mhm.
move over to the door to reopen it and like attack these things.
all right. As you open it, there is one standing directly in front of the door, ready for you to stab it in its bits. I'll move it back onto a square so you can. There we go.
Okay, yep. I go to attack. All right, let's see here.
Not that I'm pedantic about being in squares, but I'm pedantic about being in squares.
Ooh, modify 20.
Yep, that's definitely going to
Nice.
hit
And
it.
as I hit, I will use. So, or has a feeling about him that this hit is not just an ordinary hit. He's going to expend a spell slot and divine smite this thing.
Nice.
Smite it.
So here comes normal damage, which is 6, and then uh 3 radiant.
3d8.
I believe, yeah, it's 2d8.
It's 2d8 normally
2d8.
plus 1d8 for being undead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
right,
Yeah.
right. Okay, yep, sorry. I mean, so additional 7. So I think 10 radiant total.
No, 3d8. Not
Was
3.
Okay.
1. Keep rolling.
Yeah, I need one more.
2 more dice.
Need a total. Yeah, I need a total of 3d8.
9. One more time.
It's alright. You killed it. You got it.
Yeah.
It collapses in a pile of dead bones. And you're
Okay.
pretty sure it ain't going to get up again because it's dead. And you use.
Yeah, I want to.
Yep.
I want to finish my movement and move into the house so everybody else, my allies, can move into.
Always a good idea to stand in the middle of the spellcasting skeletons.
Yes. That's my turn.
Oh dear.
Tobith, the door's back open. You've seen one of the skeletons die under Ulrich's blade, and your turn.
Tobith steps inside the room and tries to step over this way and swings his hoopak and tries to whip a stone at one of them.
Gonna whip it good.
Sadly, that only hits an AC 11.
It does hit, but it's a skeleton, so it just goes like boom off the top of its skull and doesn't do any damage.
Yeah, I'm shocked because I never ran into a skeleton before, so to see it hit and actually not do anything kind of throws me off.
Well, the good news is it's his turn. I'm assuming that was the one you were aiming at, was number 6.
Sure, it was.
And he looks at you and goes, chatter, chatter, chatter with his teeth. I can't make the chattering sound, so that's all you're getting. But he also looks at Ulrich here and decides. to cast False Life on himself.
Wonderful.
So they have some brains, these skeletons. They're not just mindless skeletons. And that will be the end of his turn. And now Baron.
All right. Baron is gonna rush in after Ulrich, and he's gonna hoist his forge hammer up, and it looks a little different than it might have yesterday. Yesterday it was blackened and seen a lot of use and wear, but it kind of shines now after that long rest as Blessing of the Forge has taken place, and it's technically a mad cool weapon.
I did see that. I saw your
So he's
Blessing of
gonna-
the Forge.
So he's gonna run in and he's gonna bonk number 8 and see what happens.
I'm just going to ask you, and like you've turned down a little bit, and that's fine, but there's still a little bit of a crackle from your mic. Is your mic playing up, or is it maybe not plugged in all the way, or something?
Let me check.
Halfway through the fight.
Let's see, is that better?
Tiny little bit of a crackle still, but try again.
Test.
It's better. There's still a tiny bit of a crack, but I think it's okay for now. I'm not sure what's causing that, but all right. So you're going to swing your now shiny hammer at the number 8.
Yeah. That's not one. Unfortunate.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Oh,
Actually, I had inspiration last time. Could I burn that?
oh,
You
that's
can
true.
burn that. Yeah.
That's
Alrighty.
right.
I'll burn that and
Use that
reroll it.
inspiration.
Oh, not much better.
At least it's not in that one, I guess.
Yeah.
True.
Not a nat 1. So that is you're still missing, but it's not a nat 1. Yes.
Yes, yeah. Take your wins where
It
you can get
is
them.
better indeed.
Yeah. All right. So
And I will end my turn there.
somehow you swing a hammer down towards a skeleton, which dodges out of the way. Someone's got some background noise coming through. All right, so that's your turn, and then it's that skeleton's go. Who has a short sword, so he's going to stab you. And he rolls a
Alright.
15.
That will miss. I've got an 18.
Yep. So glances off your armor, whatever you're wearing, and doesn't do any damage. Finley, your
Alright.
go.
Alright, watching my companions crowd their way into this room, I'm gonna try and see if I can find an angle to get in there to fire off at one of them.
I'm going to say
There's not room for me in there.
Before you move,
Okay.
you can see number 1 from through the doorway.
Okay.
Number 8 would be behind where the door is, and number 6 would probably be behind half cover, but you could see number 1 from your angle.
Okay. So if I have a clear if I have clear line of sight of one, I'm gonna knock an arrow and shoot at it. See if I can't get him. Let's roll to hit.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
you ding off a rib and don't do any damage. Just like glances off the side of one of his ribs and clatters to the wall.
Like, watch this. Let's see.
I'll go back.
Oh, I suppose I could use a bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark on him, at
Yep.
least. So when I do hit him,
You do some damage.
I'll do extra damage next time. Alright.
All right, so it's his go now. And what is he going to do? He's going to reach forward. One of his little handies. And for some reason, that one didn't come through as a automatic spellcast. So I'm just going to use.
Yeah, I think you have to use the spell tag on whoever you're putting it onto. If you click them and hit the spell tag.
Yeah,
Oh,
except when I cast Firebolt, it came up with it. Oh, maybe because I don't have them actually selected. That's a bit bizarre because the first time when I clicked Firebolt on the sheet there. Oh no, because okay, sorry, I'm looking at the book, clicking it, and it's bringing up the thing. Sorry, if you click it on the actual monsters thing, it brings up a spell cast.
Right.
So we've got a 16 against your armor class there, Ulrich, which I believe is going to miss.
Yep, that is a miss.
It tries to grab you. You're not really sure why until you see a little bit of like a blue lightning-y thing happening on the skeletal hand, and you realize he was trying to magic you. But he doesn't manage to magic you. Magnus, you're I believe the term is
Nope.
left right out.
Not today, Skelly Jones.
Magnus is seeing everybody rush into the house. So we're fighting bones today. All right. He's going to dive in. Now,
Just like onto the ground, just like what?
well, he's trying to bull rush in, and he's going to rush up into the face of number one, which is the only one he saw cast a firebolt before.
And
And then he's going to swing at number one.
All right,
Close and personal.
all right, boom.
17
will definitely hit.
All right. So that one deals 3 slashing damage, swinging around with the glaive, trying not to hit his friends in tight quarters. Oh, a 5 to swing again.
Because you're so concerned about hitting your companions, you're trying to do these really tight circles to not hit everybody around you, and you just completely whiff the returning blow.
Fair point. Fair point.
ouch,
Yeah.
yeah.
We lost Baron.
And unlike me, I am now up close
Oh, yeah,
and personal with
Baron.
everybody
He
and
sent a
nervous
note.
about where I am.
He's restarting Discord.
Okay. Oh, is it?
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, Ulrich, you've just had to duck underneath
Yay.
this glaive swinging around your head.
Woo! I will attack this guy right here in front of me.
Alright,
Since Magnus has the spellcaster entertained, I will attack this guy. Alright. Making a roll. Ooh, 21.
21 definitely hits.
The only,
Yep.
the only one so
So-
far.
I'm gonna do this again, hopefully correctly. I'm gonna expend my other spell slot to Divine Smite. Let me roll my normal damage first. That's 11 slashing.
Nice.
Dang.
It's a
And
meaty
radiant.
blow.
And then,
Mhm.
where's the D8? There's the D8. Okay. 2, 3. Roll. There we go. 15 radiant. Or, yes, on top of 10.
He just goes collapse. No dramas.
If you guys need any bone meal, I've got some over here.
Gonna grow some trees.
Yes.
All right.
I stay where I am.
Oops, sorry.
Excellent.
Tobith, you'll go. You've just seen that happen, and I actually just there was a sound from the background noise, which I realised is actually looping, which is great. I didn't realise it would do that. Of a fly, and it was in my left ear, and I just went to wipe away the fly that was landing on my head, and it was actually just the
Okay,
background
so
sound.
you weren't the only one.
You've done that too?
Now I feel better. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, Jasper, you're up. Time to show him what you can do. And I try swinging Jasper at him with my hoopak. Number 1, by the way.
Number 1.
PC 14.
You hit him.
Excellent.
Oh.
13 bludgeoning.
Wow, that's a hit.
That's not a hit, that's a kill.
Nice.
Ooh.
You
Very,
managed to
very
hit
nice.
him right in the sternum, and it's just enough. It just you watch the cracks appear and just go outwards until he just turns into a pile of just broken bones all over the ground.
And that, my friend, is why you don't skip shin day.
Baron, it is your go.
Alrighty. I think I might have fixed my mic. Does that sound any better?
It's still crackling a little bit, but it's alright. We'll worry about it in between sessions.
Yeah. Alrighty. I'm just gonna swing my hammer and hope it hits this time.
Well, you are definitely the one letting the team down right now.
Oh no. I think I need to just get rid of my hammer. Use the fists.
Oh boy. Ouch. Ouchie. Ouchie. Ouch.
Yeah.
That's actually double ones.
Wow.
You rolled one last.
Yeah.
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 I mean, you keep this
I
up.
think I need to swear off this hammer.
Yeah, I might have to institute fumble tables if you keep this up.
Well.
In one of the other old games I played, we had fumble tables, and one of the fumbles was literally you fall over, and when you fall over, you have to roll a con save, and if you fail the con save, you knock yourself out. And we had a combat where a guy did it 3 times in a row. One knocked himself out, got up. One knocked himself out, got up. One knocked himself out, got up. They're like, how is that even possible? Yeah, that's what he did.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think I rolled on that one once on the fumble table. I dropped my pants or something crazy. Good times.
There's some exciting ones. I'm still trying to work out how to get. I don't know if you guys have heard of Oryx. Does the 10,000 wild magic table that goes around everywhere.
Yeah.
I did the Fantasy Grounds, a Fantasy Grounds version. I also did one for Foundry that is being used in the game that I'm playing, and I'm trying to find out how to do one for Shard. I'm trying to work out how to do one for Shard, because having just a D10,000 roll is just ridiculous. Nobody's ever going to be able to go through scroll to find,
that is a lot, yeah.
7,852. So working out the best way to do it, and I haven't quite got there yet, but I'd like to do that because I actually had permission from Oryx to do them on whatever, because I'm not charging for them, I'm just giving them away for free. And it's just credit me, and yep, cool. Anyway, so you have whiffed that completely. And
that'll end my turn.
This guy's gonna reach out and touch you all over.
Well,
he doesn't manage it though. You're no, don't touch me there. This is my no square, and he stops.
Good to hear.
Consent, Mr. Shelton. Consent. You do not have it.
Finley, you can't see that. All you see is Baron being like, "No, you may not."
That- oh my god.
Well, at least Baron and the skeleton are evenly matched.
Just kind of flailing at each other. It's like a slap fight. It's like
I see the like a shadow movement of what's happening, but I can't actually see what's happening. Mostly just
Like watching
Baron
two people
screams.
try to wrestle fog.
Yeah.
you could get into the
What is
room.
happening in there?
You could get into the room and get past down to next to Tobith, but you would definitely 100% be opportunity attacked if you did.
All right.
If
Let's
you
see.
move
Let's see
down
if I-
to the like to there, you'd be able to see him, but
Yeah.
he will have 3/4 cover.
Well, I do have the sharpshooter feat, which I
well, there you
believe means
It negates that.
I ignore cover. So I'm gonna plant myself here and knock another arrow and carefully aim a shot at number 8.
Your range weapon attacks ignore half cover and 3/4 cover. Yeah.
That
is a hit.
that is a 16 to hit.
Yep.
Once one died.
So you
I would
moved
like
your
to
bonus
use
action.
my bonus action. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Use my bonus action to move Hunter's Mark over to
Now
8.
I'd like to be clear about this one because this is something that I was looking at a little while ago for Hunter's Mark.
Mhm.
So if you know that at higher levels you can cast Hunter's Mark and it lasts for 8 hours or 24 hours or whatever it lasts for,
Mhm.
there is no, because I've heard DMs do this, there is no, you need to recast Hunter's Mark because we left combat. That's nonsense. If you can cast a spell for 24 hours, it lasts for 24 hours. So you can move it as a bonus action regardless of what combat you're in, as far as I'm concerned. That is just
Okay.
ridiculous. Because why even have it last for 24 hours? No fight goes for 24 hours. Most fights don't go for
Yes.
more than 30 seconds.
It's very true. Yeah.
So
All right. I will.
you don't need
keep
to,
that in
well,
mind.
just be aware that you don't need to tell me, I've kept Hunter's Mark going and I'm going to move it. Just say I'm just. You can just use your bonus action to move it at the start of whatever turn.
Perfect. Okay. So, my Hunter's Mark has moved to 8, and so I will roll my damage for the Leaf Blade bow. That is 11 piercing. Oh,
11
damage.
piercing damage. Okay, it's not quite enough to kill him. Somehow he's still managing to keep his skeleton self together. But yeah. Just remember the other thing though. You will have Hunter's Mark for that entire time, but Hunter's Mark does require concentration. So if you are in any combat, you could lose it. Like, yes.
Yes, if I get hit.
Alright, so you don't manage to kill it, but pretty close. And now it is, for some reason, Ulrich's turn. No, Magnus's turn. There we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Magnus.
Magnus
standing next
is going to take a couple of swings. 11,
does not hit.
using the butt end of the stick. A 17,
You hit him with the butt.
dealing 4 bludgeoning damage.
And it is just enough.
Dang.
And he falls into a pile of bones, and the room falls silent. Well, as silent as a room with a kender in it will ever fall.
Yeah.
All right.
You're going to look to Ulrich. and say, "Well, the dead is dead."
Well, that was quite a surprise and unexpected. Ulrich starts looking for signs of this guy, Drax, that we're supposed to find.
All right, so
Yeah.
yeah, can everybody give me an investigation? Who's gonna look around the room, please?
Sure
Sure
thing.
thing.
Finley's gonna climb into the room. Climb.
Oh,
Come into the room
well,
and
that was a nat 20, but
roll
my
a nat
modifier.
one. Huh.
Yeah, so that wasn't nat 20, but my modifier is -1, so 19. Nat 19.
And we're
Still
not
a nat 20.
and we're not doing Baldur's Gate 3 rules. You did not get a critical success on your check. That's not a thing.
Tobith, rather than looking around, apparently, he runs over and picks up the stone and says, "Way to go, Jasper! You flew true, little friend." And I pocket that one in a special pocket.
All right. I'm really interested to hear what the story is about these stones when it comes out. I'm waiting with. I think it's gonna be good. So you have a look around the room and you find a couple of things. Tobith, for some reason, does not find the things, but the rest of you find a pouch with some gold in it. I will say that Ulrich, you find the pouch with the gold in it.
Okay. How much gold is in there?
Are you counting it?
Yes.
There is 77 gold in the pouch.
Nice. Finley doesn't find Jack.
Well,
I rolled a nat one. So
Baron, you happen to find some cellar doors at the back of the room, like some, like the old root cellar kind of things, the two swing out doors. You find those in the back room of the house.
Ooh, okay. I'll call to everybody else. I found some doors back here. Might be some more, so let's maybe look at it together.
doors. All right.
Swinging arm ain't what it should be today, so I'd like a little backup.
Certainly. I'll be right behind you.
All right, which is incredibly wise because as soon as you open the doors, dun dun dun, two more skeletons.
This man certainly had a lot of skeletons in his closet.
Hello there. No.
And we will keep the initiative we had already going. So, skeletal apprentice. You open the door, it goes chatter, chatter, chatter. I should work on I don't know how to do that voice, but it's going to see, who's it going to see first? It's going to see Baron. Sorry, Baron.
Yeah. Finley is right
Sorry.
behind Baron with his bow ready.
But
But
I don't think he can hit you with a 12.
Not quite.
Probably not. Baron's pretty full armored.
So it whiffs that over your head, and now Ulrich, are you too busy counting the money? The lawful good knight of Salamnia that you are.
Nope. I was just a quick glance at how he was feeling the weight of it to see how much is in there, but if Baron is standing next to me, he's gonna hand the pouch quickly to Baron and go over to engage the skeleton.
All right.
So, Baron, you feel a quick thrust in your chest as Ulrich hands you a pouch.
Yeah, I won't say no to it.
Hold this, and then is it actually my turn?
Yes, it is your turn.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna move over and attack Skelly. 14.
14 will hit.
Okay. 11 slashing.
It's not quite dead, but it's not doing well now. You've
Alright,
chopped off one of its
that's
arms.
my turn.
Tobith, or I can already see you with the hoopak ready and rearing to go.
Darn right. I'll try Jasper again. I just, by the way, the hoopak that I had that you'd made for me, it didn't include the ranged, so I've made another one, and that's what it's the hoopak range, so that'll work properly then.
Okay. I just took it off one that was in one of the books that I'd done, so
Yep.
I don't
No,
think
it's all
they
good.
had the range thing on it.
Yeah, it's all good.
Definitely hits.
Whack!
Nice.
And which one were you firing at?
Number 6, one closest to Alric.
So you overkill it. It now definitely cannot ever be resurrected. It is
Jasper goes
proper dead.
right into its eye socket, rattles around in the head, cracks the skull, and it drops to the ground.
So only true resurrection can bring that one back. Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Baron, time to redeem yourself. Surely you cannot roll a 1 3 rounds in a row.
If I roll a 1 again, I'm throwing away the hammer. I just flat out. I'm gonna use my hands.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Your god does not
I'm
want
going
you to do
to-
this anymore.
To the point where I'm going to hoist the hammer high. I'm betting all on this. I'm putting all my money on Black 21. I'm gonna spin the wheel. I'm gonna cast Searing Smite as a bonus action.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
As you all see the hammer glow fiery red. I'm gonna walk forward and bring it down. Actually, if this room's big enough, I'm gonna flick it. I want advantage. I
Oh, yeah, flank.
I need it.
Yeah, flank. Flank.
Yeah.
Get that flanking.
In this case, I will allow the flanking. Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't really need it, but that's a 26.
There you go.
Didn't need it that time,
you
but
were-
always good.
You were channeling your anger. You're just like, I'm gonna hurt!
If only I were a champion fighter. I'm gonna
That would have been
roll
a
that
critical,
damage.
Yeah.
9 bludgeoning, magical bludgeoning,
Oh,
to
man.
be specific. And a d6 of fire, 5 fire. And
Very
it
nice.
needs to give me a con saving throw
Well,
at the start of its turn.
it's going to do that, but it doesn't really matter because the thing just bursts into flame and falls onto
Oh.
the ground dead. As you just like smash your hammer from its head right down to the ground, just like, yeah, you will die.
So dead.
Yeah.
Not quite overkilled like the last one, but it's definitely dead.
Fair enough.
And there you go.
Finley's gonna lower his bow and just nod. Nicely done.
I start clapping for Baron.
Now, as you do that, you hear a voice at the back down a tunnel that's been dug in the cellar. As this fellow walks out from behind the skeletal apprentices where he had been hiding and goes, "Oh, thank you kindly. In a bit of a jam I was, as you can see. Oh, I hope there's no more of those blasted skeletons at the end of me tunnel, but I did reach the buried tower. None have achieved this feat that I know of. Seems as more dangerous than anyone could imagine, and who knows what lies inside. I think I should call the Red Cloaks at once and inform them of the danger."
You are Drac, I take it.
I am Drac. Oh, I've been stuck here for a couple of days now, just hiding from those bastards.
Any
I
idea
what's
how
Brought the
they?
skeletons to your house.
Well,
Yes.
I just said I was trying to get to the buried tower to get the treasure that's inside it, and so apparently there's skeletons inside it, and they kind of walked through the tunnel and they took over my house, and I was kind of hiding, and they didn't find me, but it's not been a good couple of days, I can tell you that.
So, where were they coming from exactly again?
The buried tower.
The tower?
Yeah, buried tower. It fell down here some years ago, and let me go to the book and. So
I say Magnus,
you can
hearing
see it.
buried treasure, puffs up and starts walking down the tunnel.
He said, I wouldn't go that way. There's a lot more of them down there. I can tell you that. So,
Ulrich,
from
you
the
go first.
outside, you guys saw this pointy rooftop sticking out of the rock in the ground. There was like no doors, no windows, no way to get in from the outside. And obviously, whatever tower it is or was is buried under the ground. And he's been digging a tunnel to get into it to get the treasure, but all he's found is undead instead.
Very well. Well, uh,
Is the tunnel 2 people wide or 1 person wide?
2 people wide.
okay. Finley, seeing Magnus start down it, is gonna glance between Drac and Dak.
As you start to walk
Right.
down there, you begin to hear the chattering of skeletons, and it's a lot. Like, can I get a perception check from everyone that's going down the
Yeah.
tunnel?
Yes, I'll be following behind Magnus.
30, 20.
Dang it.
11.
You believe, Magnus, that there may be dozens, if not like more than 100 skeletons down the end of this tunnel. From the sound you're hearing, it is a cacophony of chattering teeth.
Oh,
Um,
back up
whether
towards
they-
Baron and Ulrich and be like,
Do you think?
so, sounds like there's a lot of them. I say you guys go first and we'll back you up.
Do you think this is wise without at least informing the what was it, the red ruby guard,
the red cloaks.
red cloaks first, or should we perhaps seek at least a little assistance in this?
Baron, can I have that?
Sounds like a
pouch
lot
back,
of them.
please?
Well,
Oh,
I've got a good plan.
yeah.
If they come at us like a tide, we can just throw Magnus at them first and then run. Everyone agree?
If it was a 5-foot tunnel, I could do it. 10 feet, they can come twofold.
So roll for barbarian attack. Okay.
Well, I guess technically we found Drax, so we can tell the Red Cloaks that at least.
Yep,
Yes.
you fulfilled the actual adventure. Is anybody really? I mean, if you look, if everybody would like to roll new characters, feel free to go down the end of this tunnel.
No, I'm good.
This is a to be continued later kind of treasure.
What's everybody afraid of? Sounds like a
That's what I was
band or
wondering,
something.
Obith.
I believe there's too many for us, Tobith, to safely handle at this point. We need some way to seal this entryway. And we'll come back to
Yeah.
that.
I've got something that can do it, but you might want to stand back.
Yes, so let's back out of the tunnel, perhaps.
Ulrich also asked
Finley-
Baron
Finley backs up.
for the pouch back, and I think Baron did give him back the pouch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure there's too many.
Ulrich-
There's
Although
always.
I think it's probably Drax.
Yeah, or Ulrich then looks at Drax and says, was this yours? And he hands him the pouch.
Rex says, "Yeah, that's me gold. Where'd you find that?"
Laying on the ground.
He's gonna eye you a little bit, but he's not gonna say anything, and he's actually gonna reach into his pouch, and he's gonna give each of you 10 gold.
Ooh.
So I will work that out. So take that down to 50. Treasure, shared treasure.
I can just do the distribute from the shared treasure if you like, guys.
That's alright, I already did it.
It's done. Excellent. Thank you.
Daryl's got it.
Alright. He doesn't need to know about the other 10 gold you're getting, and he's decided to pay you for saving his life, and he's told you he can go and report it to the red cloaks, but you guys know that you've already got the writ, so he's like, oh, you guys go and tell them I'll wait outside and won't enter the house again, ever.
I'm
Well,
gonna ask.
I've got a way to
I'm gonna
close
ask
the
Brax
tunnel,
the
but
key to his
it's
Hang on. Baron's got a way to close the tunnel.
Alright, so what are you going to do?
everybody might want to get out of here.
Yeah, I promptly leave the house.
It's a little hot.
Yeah, Finley would have
I'll follow that.
left before, like, the first mention of Barrett saying he had some way to plug up the tunnel.
Alright, so everyone leaves. Baron's going to do his magic, and what magic?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna stand as far back as I can from the tunnel while still seeing it. And probably about 15 feet inside the tunnel, I'm going to cast Brimstone. A hulk of sulfuric brimstone materializes in the tunnel, and I'm then going to drop concentration on it. It is going to explode inside the tunnel. Hopefully collapsing the tunnel.
Alright, give me a roll.
What do you want me to roll?
What's the normal roll?
Like a
for-
spell attack?
Yeah.
Okay. Because normally it's like a dex save for brimstone.
Yeah,
but
well, just it'll hit. Like the tunnel's gonna fail a dex save, isn't it? The tunnel's not dodging out of the way.
Yeah, for sure.
So you did roll 2 1s before, so maybe the tunnel dodges out of the way somehow. No, we'll say it hits and the tunnel
Who knows?
collapses. I will get a dex save from you though.
Alrighty. That's the third that one.
Oh God,
All
Oh my
right.
gosh.
it's so bad.
It's not.
For what it's worth,
Sorry.
I've got HP. It's
Well,
alright. I can heal myself if I survive.
It's not bad, but you do enough damage when you're collapsing it that a section of the roof collapses above you, and you take 1d6 bludgeoning damage. So I'll get you to roll the 1d6.
Alright. It's gonna be a 6.
No,
Close enough.
it wasn't a 6.
Just,
It wasn't a 6, but
yeah,
it was a 5.
well,
Clocked you good in the head.
yeah.
Finley,
that
remind me
was not
to
good.
not be near Baron if we're near cliffs or barns or slightly wobbly houses.
Or anything.
Well, the tunnel's closed. I mean, you can still live here. You just
That's
gotta
one way
fix
to
the
win.
roof.
Well, you guys
Are you alright,
have
Brad?
That'll
actually
be
gained
fine.
enough experience to go up to level 3.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
All right.
So while we're doing the next section, if you guys want, you can do that. See, I always worry about this because it takes me around about 15 seconds to level up a character. But I know that I usually have my characters planned out to level 20 the day I make them.
Mm-hmm.
And not everyone does. So if you feel like you can easily level up to level 3, feel free. If you feel like it's something you want to do in between sessions, also feel free.
That should be good.
I can see
I can
Magnus.
do it.
I'm looking at Magnus's sheets at level 3 Warlock there. I'm done.
Might take me a second to pick my spell.
Yeah. I think that's the thing though. People are like, oh, what spells? You're getting a spell, man. Like you're getting a. There's not the. I mean, I know you change some, but it's not that. But I know some people like to really think about how they're going to do that. So. All right, so now that you've collapsed the tunnel, Drac is going to come back with you, and I'm going to just use Baron again because it's just simple. To the halls of the lawgiver, and again you run into the clerk from earlier, Mersef, who sees you come back with Drac, and at first he's like, you didn't have to bring him back with you. We'd have taken your word for it. He'd have been seen at the taverns or not, and we'd know what you were doing. But thank you for bringing him back. Like, why have you brought him back?
Well, you asked us to do a job, and we've completed that job.
Fair enough. Was there anything else pertinent to the job? Like, where was he? What was going on?
Yes, I believe it was. It looked like some excavation of some sorts underneath the place he was living at, and there might. The tunnel is sealed, first off, but there's a bit of an undead problem going on in that house. We solved it, of course.
At the
No more
mention,
undead coming through.
at the mention of undead, he snaps to attention and like gives you his like for the first time you get this guy's full attention. He's like, "What did you say? Undead in the city?"
Yes, sir.
Indeed.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
He turns around and he's like, "Shh." I can't do that whistle, but he whistles out and waves over, and a red cloak comes over, who I'm going to find somewhere here, where are you? There you go. This guy here comes over. And
Nathaniel Wester.
Nathael Wester.
Nathaniel?
Fail. Okay,
Nathael.
yeah, that makes more sense.
And he's like, yes, Mer, what's the problem? And Mer explains to him, and Drac also, what's been going on. That Drac was trying to dig to the sunken tower. Nathael just kind of rolls his eyes. It's like, you see betters and always trying for the buried treasure in the tower, and we've told you before it's going to bring nothing but trouble, but there you go, doing it again and again and again. And see, look, trouble. He's like, all right, we know you didn't mean wrong, so you won't be bound by law this time, but let it be a lesson to you. Leave the tower alone. We don't know why it's buried, but we know you shouldn't be messing with it. And with that, he turns around and calls a number of red cloaks from their offices, and they head to Drac's house to investigate. Mersef actually asks you guys to take a seat on some benches to the side while the red cloaks investigate and make sure that things are actually sealed. And I've got a chatter there. Hello, Void of Soul. Sorry, I don't know how long ago you sent that. Thank you. It is very cool, I think. But all right, so probably 45 minutes or so pass while you guys sit there, and Nathael and the rest of the Red Cloaks come back, and they confirm that yes, the tunnel is collapsed. They thank Baron for thinking quickly and getting it done, and Nathael goes over to Mer, has a quick conversation with him, whispered into his ear, and Myrrh gives him a bit of an eyebrow raise, but then goes, yeah, fine. Turns back to you lot and goes, all right, so you have done us a great service here. If skeletons have got out into the city, who knows what sort of damage they could have done. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right, we'll give you 20 gold each for helping out. And Nathaniel has a couple of other jobs that he might be able to get you guys to do if you are interested.
I think we might be.
I would be, yes. I can't speak for the rest of my party, though.
I'm
I like to
certainly
make myself
interested.
Yeah,
useful.
sure.
How am I going to do that? No, I don't think I've ever done treasure
Okay.
show from this before. That's alright, I will work this out. Like, usually I've had a treasure to click on to give out treasure, but... So you guys are owed 100 gold now? 20, 40, 60,
Nice.
800.
Yes.
Adding to the shared, yes, directly to shared treasure, sharing the treasure, distributing the treasure, boom, there you go. There we go.
Buttons.
So, honestly, it's probably about lunchtime now. You were up early and you were doing the thing, and it didn't really take you that long to clear it all out in the 45 minutes. So, Myrrh is going to suggest that you guys head back to your inn, grab some lunch or something and stuff like that. He doesn't really have anything else for you to do today, so maybe taking the sights, but he said if you come and see them at the Halls of the Lawgiver tomorrow, Nathaniel will have a job for you.
Excellent.
Shall we spend the afternoon trying to find that word splasher fella?
Aye. I think that might be a good use of our time.
Alright.
Yes.
My father always said, don't waste a day.
No, never. I think we are of the same mind on that. We can make good use of our time by
So we'll say you, I won't, unless you want to roleplay lunch, that you go and have some lunch, and then you head over to totally local to
I will
to
Pizza Hut, everybody? No.
Pizza Hut, yeah. And it's still got the red roof. Like it's not delivery only. I don't know, is that a thing in America and Canada? Over here it's delivery only. There's no like shops anymore for Pizza
Really?
Hut.
oh, crazy.
You can't go to a Pizza Hut restaurant. They've got a couple of little like hole in the wall sort of ones where you can just go in and get one of like the mini pizzas and stuff like that. But if you order pizza here, it's all delivered.
Oh, I see
Oh,
what you
that's
mean.
wild.
Yeah, there's a lot of places around where I live where it's just like small stores, either you pick up or have it delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of pizza places here, like they have a pickup option where you can go and pick up, but usually you do your order online or
But not
Except fly
at
again.
least they
none of
strongly
that.
encourage it. But anyway.
None of that restaurant stuff anymore. Like it's gone. Because I remember that back in the
Yeah.
like 80s and 90s, you just go to Pizza Hut and sit at
Yep.
the restaurant, or you could eat, and it was
Yep.
And now it's like
Yeah, I don't.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't think there's like any pizza parlors in my area anymore. Like that's what they used to be.
Well,
I can't remember that, but there was definitely a thing in the 90s.
The one in the town that I grew up in was actually on it's a second story one. It was like on stilts basically, and built up above the ground
Wow.
with a little footbridge
Huh.
that went across to it. And I'm pretty sure right now, like the last time I saw it when I went through that town, it's like an accountant's place, but you can still see it was a Pizza Hut because it's still got the Pizza Hut roof.
That's crazy. That's so crazy. That's wild.
All right, so after lunch, you head over to see Bentelia, Word Splasher Stone Shield. Unfortunately, he does give you some of his poetry. because that's his
I
thing. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. He's still working on that one.
perhaps make it quick. I know you must, but
But
time is valuable.
he agrees to take you around the town, and apparently Ricio's come over and had a word to him in the meantime, and he's like, "Look, because Ricio came and saw me, and because he and I we go back. This one's on me today, but you know, don't expect this every time. You want it next time. You're going to be paying like everyone else." And he starts the tour. He asks where you'd like to go first, because he can take you around the coin district and show you everywhere, or in fairly quick order. But a tour of the entire city, if that is what you wish, with every major attraction on site, will take more than the rest of the afternoon to do. So, and of course, if you went into the high district, you would have to pay, because he'd have to pay the guards to let you in, basically.
My suggestion is to ask for locations where you'd find work, be it above board or under it.
I most interested in places where we could find honest work for good coin.
He's like, "Oh, honest work for good coin. All right, all right. Let me have a think.
Are there any smithies?
I mean, yeah. There's the. I'm trying to look around for which ones I can't. It's been a while since I did this, so I've got to try and remember where the smiths were on this map.
Actually, that's a good question for you lot. Are any of you skilled laborers or just fighters?
Well, my father was a carpenter, and I know a few. I know my way around. I know my way around some wood.
So
Not as good as my father, but handy.
he tells you that most of the places you're going to be looking for, if you're looking for smithies and stuff, is in the tool district, which is actually he turns around, and he points across the river, and you can see housing and buildings, smoke coming out of some of the chimneys and stuff like that across the river. He says you just have to cross the bridge up ahead and then go down Long Road a little bit there and enter the tool district. He says Gelnir, he's pretty good. He's one of them Vordani, good armorer. Who else is there? There's the bow maker, Sylvan Striker. There's an elf guy that makes bows. A few others there. But of note, that's kind of the major ones. There's that dwarven guy. I can't remember. He's not in that district. He likes to he makes magical stuff, though. I'm not sure you're really up for that just as yet. And he likes to fight each year in the King's Games, which are coming up in the next few weeks. It's a kind of event we have here every year. The King throws a big carnival, and there's tournaments and games and betting and all sorts of interesting
What sort of
stuff going on.
tournament?
Well, fighting like a
Is there coin to be had?
Of course, coin, rewards. Like anything, like in the last bout, whoever wins gets the last bout fights the king.
No.
I mean,
Become the king?
nobody ever beats him. He's unbeaten. Many years unbeaten. But yes, so where is he? He's actually just up the street. The other guy, he's on this side. Bearded Warrior Weapon Shop. You've gone past it a couple of times. Was it Kagrian Iron Sinew? He's a former adventurer, dwarf. You know, the usual thing, long beard like you. But he carries mainly magical weapons. He likes morning stars himself. So we could go and see there. We could go and see a few of the things in the Tool District. We could probably do the Tool District and have a quick look through the South District without too much trouble this afternoon if you wanted.
I want to ask, but I'm going to say, like, I'm not trying to be creepy, but do they make armor out of the half dragon looking people? Is it like dragon scales or no?
It's like, well, you might not be trying to be creepy. That was pretty creepy. They're people. We don't make armor out of people.
That
I've never met a half dragon before.
Where have you lived under a rock?
Do you remember when I
Three of
said
them.
that they
Well,
might
yes.
come off as a little
Yes.
yes. Sensitive.
Which was the
that
words?
I would classify
sorry.
this as not a great way to
I'd say we just get on with the tour now, lads. No more questions about making
Yes.
people into armor.
Yes, I would second that. Yes, thank you.
You know,
Tobith comes up to Magnus because Magnus was asking about things that we might be able to do in skilled trades. So, just so you know, Baron, sorry, not Magnus, Baron. Baron, I heard you were asking about skilled trades. I want you to know, one time I was supposed to fix a roof at home and I had all the tools, I had everything all laid out. I even climbed up there and everything. Then I got distracted and there's a really cool cloud and then a very upset squirrel. And then, well, technically the roof was fixed, just not by me. And if you ever want me to start fixing something, I'm really good at starting things and supervising from a distance. So that's my skill trade.
I'll keep that in mind.
Oh, God.
all right. So,
When do these games start again? A week?
couple of weeks.
2 weeks. Yes.
Somewhere around there. Okay.
Yeah.
They start when you guys get through this part.
Okay.
Nice.
They start when you get up to them. Like this is like a questing in a game. Like the quest guy will just stand there and wait for you while you do all the side quests.
Sounds about right.
So he takes you up to here and he points out this place first, which is not the beaded, not the breaded, the bearded.
The bearded.
The bearded. Oh my gosh.
Small. So I actually got to make them extra small when I do this, otherwise it's going to take up the bearded warrior weapon shop right here. This is one. This is the dwarf guy owns this place. He said mainly magical stuff. Not sure you want to. I mean, we can go in if you like, but like the more time we do this, the less time we'll have to see everything for the day.
Certainly.
Yeah, I've never really messed with magic yet, so I'll pass on that for now.
We can always come back later.
when I'm stopping like this, I'm actually just typing out the name of the place.
Yeah, of course.
I also don't think I'm high enough
It's
level to make magic items.
something I'm going to think about if I get to do Scepter of the Lightbringer 4. This is changing the way I do these names, I think. Like the location.
Oh yeah.
Like, because I'm doing the location numbers, but I haven't, the names aren't there. It's just the numbers.
Mhm.
It's easy to kind of do that and be like, oh, that'll work. Yeah, it will work, but... so this flat bridge is built upon 9 stone arches. The bridge was as you're going, word splashes giving you all this information. So the bridge was destroyed by Mel's Drazirit, the Scaled Imposter, before being rebuilt only a decade ago by King Waldron. Newlywed couples often take rowboats and navigate to one of the many bridge pillars to carve their names there. So basically this is like that bridge in Paris where they put padlocks all over the bloody thing. So much so that apparently it was causing problems with the bridge.
Sounds terrible.
Is it a way of showing love or commitment?
Yeah.
This is strange.
Apparently, they carve their names in there. He kind of leans over the side, and you can see all these little like scratchings in the arches and stuff where people have carved their names in. He points out to you on your left-hand side as you cross the bridge a big this place right here. Which is editing pin.
Ooh, a new section.
Knight's Pride. It's a large weapon and armor smithy. It's run by this massive hobgoblin guy named Brooketeer, the Iron Grip. Used to be in the Royal Army.
The Royal Army, huh?
Yeah.
Hobgoblin in the Royal Army.
Yeah, why not? What's wrong with hobgoblins?
Just shake my head and keep walking forward.
I don't know
Well,
where you
we're
guys
from
are
there,
from,
not.
but it's a bit, they got some opinions there, don't yous?
Well, we're from some certain folks aren't viewed very highly. You could say, yeah.
Well, we don't have much truck with that sort of stuff here. I know the some of the other realms, they're a bit like, oh, we're better than everyone else, but we kind of base it on if you do good, and then we'll yeah. If you're a good guy, you're a good guy. He he received an honourable discharge. That guy, he lost his left hand in a battle against a mob of Sahorgan. Actually, they attacked Ronald's End. It was like about 20 years ago. But he has a like a metal arm that he made for himself. So he uses that.
Oh, I gotta see it.
To swing the hammer.
That sounds pretty handy.
Yeah.
If I do say so.
I see. You did there. Good joke.
Well,
You get the feeling that his laughing at your joke was just the thing that you do when you're directing people around the town. He didn't actually find that funny, or may have heard it a number of times before.
probably.
I wonder if that guy could make me something smaller, like a spoon hand or a rock flinging hand. That'd be useful.
But you have 2 hands.
Yeah, but it's neat to have special hand.
He's like, we can go in
Sure.
and have a look because he's working. He'll be working right now in the main smithy.
Yeah, let's go see him.
Why not?
All right, so you guys go in and you do indeed see a massive hobgoblin, and he is massive, probably about the same size as the Dragonborn guy. And yes, his left arm is this basically metal appendage ending in a hammer that he is using to work on something. You're not sure what he's working on. Glowing metal, and he's just bashing the living Jesus out of it. And he
There's a lot of that.
doesn't pay too much attention to you guys because he's very busy in his work, and there's a lot of other guys running around the shop helping, but he's doing most of the heavy work.
That's not just a hammer he's holding. He is the hammer. Look at the size of him.
And Baron, you especially can tell from watching him that he is very very skilled at what he does.
He's licking her lip.
You'll just give him like a silent nod of approval.
Finley will lean over to the Baron and ask, what you make of his work?
He's talented.
He sees you. He takes in your appearance. He notices your arms, like you've got the proper blacksmith, physique, and he gives you a bit of a nod back. Basically ignores everyone else, but he gives you the head tilt.
Do you think he sleeps with that thing, or does he have like a little pillow for it?
Ooh, excuse me. All right. He doesn't answer. You're not even sure he can hear what you're saying because he's like, there's just the ring of steel and the shouts of a working forge and all that sort of stuff. Word splasher kind of indicates it would be a bit best to move on if you want to see too much more, and he will take you down.
Yeah, we don't want to lose Baron in here. He might get stuck here like forever. He might have that I'm about to adopt a forge kind of look on him. He'd be good in here though. You might want to come back, Baron.
I'm considering.
When
Well,
we're
there-
leaving, I'm gonna look to Tobith. I want to look to Tobith and be like, okay, every town's a little different. Ever seen a hobgoblin blacksmith before?
Never. I bet he doesn't lose many nails.
Oh, quite the shock.
I know I made a pun earlier, but that was pretty bad.
He's a good craftsman. Good in my book.
Seems like he certainly knows what he's doing.
Word Splasher doesn't.
Pretty open-minded for a dwarf.
Word Splasher doesn't say anything in particular here, but he's like, well, we'll have a look at this shop. I usually miss this one on my tour, but considering certain things, maybe Nullboar's fine locks might be for some of you fine folk. Maybe you might find yourself in the need to buy some locks for things. He's really just not looking at Tobith at all while he's saying that.
I never heard of a fine lock before, but okay.
Was it Nullboar? A gnome. Are you guys alright with gnomes? Are gnomes okay?
Never had a problem with a gnome before.
Well, that's good to
What's
know.
a gnome?
What's a gnome? He's a bit of an introvert. Does nothing, but sits in the shop all day repairing locks and eating lemon pie.
Lemon pie.
Really likes lemon pie.
Is that
But he only eats it at
is that
sundown.
another? A gnome. Is that another name for Kender? A gnome.
Kenda? What's a Kenda?
I'm a Kender.
My friend here
Well,
said that.
that's what Tobith over here is.
You mean a halfling?
What's a halfling?
That guy. Pointing at Tobith.
Well,
I'm not half anything. What are you talking about?
never heard
Yes.
that term before.
Okay, that's...
Kinder is the word we use for
I.
people like Thomas.
Is it
I'm
like an
all
insult or?
Kender, nothing half about it.
This city is quite confusing.
That's not an insult, it's just what they're called, as far as I'm aware. They've all been called halfling. But okay, you call them a Kenda, that's fine.
Yep.
But no, a gnome is not like a Kenda. A gnome is a gnome, and a Kenda is, I suppose, a Kenda? Or a halfling, depending on where you're from.
No, you suppose?
So
We are
Obis is
clearly
going to
not from
go over
here.
to the counter and see what he sees for locks here. Maybe pick one up and look at them very carefully. And this one looks like it might be jammed.
Onadbyr looks up at you as you walk in, and you see a gnome. So you know that while he's short, he's not a Kenda. And Ulrich would know what a gnome is.
Oh, okay.
Well, Mount Nevermind is in Slamnia? I'm pretty sure it's in Slamnia.
Obis is going to try and pick one of the locks that's lying around. Pulls out some of his bent wire and sticks it in, poking it around inside the mechanism of one of the locks.
Nullarbyr's head snaps up. He watches you intently. And you will need to roll me. And you are unable to open this lock.
This lock's broken.
Like, no, it's not. It works perfectly. That's why you can't open it.
I think it's broken. You show me.
He grabs the lock off you. He holds his hand out for your picks.
I handed my pick.
And within like 3 seconds, he just manipulates the lock and it springs open.
So its jaw drops. That was amazing. Here, let me get another one. And Tobith casts a spell for the first time in his life. He casts a mage hand. He goes to reach for something across the room, another one of the locks, and it actually picks up and comes toward him. And Tobith's eyes open wide, is like, I've never done that before. What the heck?
Nullarbyr's not
Arcane
that...
Trickster.
Yeah, I assumed that was the case. Nullarbyr's not that surprised, to be honest, because magic is just normal here. There's no wizards of high sorcery. There's no hunting down of renegades or anything like that here. So he's kind of like, mage hand, cool. Seen that before.
How much for this lock? Because it like floated right to me.
So no, you did that. Have you not done magic before?
No.
Okay. I've
No, you were a wizard.
really haven't heard of anybody that doesn't know they can do magic. That's weird, but okay, cool. Yeah, you might want to go and check out some of the magic schools. That dwarf guy can probably help you if you want to check out some of those places. They might be able to help you learn your magic.
Okay. Guy's weird.
But that lock,
gonna-
that lock's 10 gold.
Sold.
Hold on. I want to make a bet. If my friend here can unlock the lock, then it's 7 gold. If he can't, it's 13 gold, and I'll pay the difference.
Oh, that's a good deal.
The gnome just looks at you like, okay, you want to pay more gold? Feel free. I mean, you couldn't pick that one. You're probably not going to pick this one.
I've got faith in my friend here,
You don't manage to pick it.
but I'll
Damn.
pay the difference in the 10 gold if he wishes to
I
buy
pay my
it, so
10.
I'll pay my 3.
Sorry, I tried.
Who's having a turn?
I thought you were a good bet.
So did I.
It's not that you're not good at picking locks. It's just this is a really good lock. So you can make an item if you want. Can you make an item? Can you make an item, or will I have to make it?
I can make it. That's fine. No problem.
Yeah, so just make a lock. So a lock that has a DC of 21 to pick.
Okay.
Ooh.
That wasn't just arbitrary. I'd like okay, I'm gonna set that to 21 because like this guy's a good lock maker. So, all right. So
Yeah.
now you can lock something with that lock if you feel like it.
Great.
I'm
gonna look at Tobit as we leave, and I'm going to tell him he owes me 3 gold.
You made the bet, Sunshine.
Yeah, I was
I'm more than
you
willing
made
to
the bet.
intimidate him.
You're gonna
More than willing to intimidate him.
you're gonna intimidate him. All right, you are going to do so with disadvantage. He is a Kender.
That is a fair deal. I will roll my intimidation check. Oh no!
Disadvantage.
oh, that 19 just makes that 6 worse.
So you loom up and stand over Tobit's like, you're gonna pay me back that gold, and he's like, I didn't make the bet. Your intimidation has no effect on him whatsoever.
And I'll walk away.
Yeah.
And actually, I tell him, back off, Magnus. Walk away. And I suddenly have the ability to charm him some weird way. There's a little glow of magic coming away from me, and he's potentially charmed.
Magnus, I will.
I'm going to allow this one, but I would like to reiterate that we're not doing a PvP campaign.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, no.
No,
No.
and I'm okay with the charm effect.
I put my hand. Alric puts his hand on Magnus's shoulder. It's like, Magnus, it's all right. At our next opportunity, I will buy you an ale.
What's the roll for charm? Save. You need to
Wiz
save.
12.
Yep, you need to do a wisdom
Wisdom
save
save.
there.
Call me charm.
You do not save. Not even close.
I think he should actually pay me the whole 13G gold that we had to pay.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty tough.
Do you
'cause
know
I'm
what?
Courageous with money.
Do you know what? You rolled a 1, man. Like,
I did.
you
I will.
you agree. You give him the 10 gold that he paid
Oh,
for
but this
that.
is really necessary.
And then I turn off the spell.
Oh.
Realizing I've been charmed.
Yes,
I
you know.
clock that. Tobith, but I will keep to myself and remember that one day.
Filed away for
He's just
later.
as amazed as you are.
Talking to myself, be like, "Well done, Tobith. Well done."
He actually gave me the money. That's cool.
Let's yep, alright. We're not let's not get too far
On the
into
hill.
that. For this that was good. I like. All right, so
Yeah.
Word
Good stuff.
Splasher is going to tell you that there is a pelts and fine leather shop run by a half orc not too far away. There is a doll and puppet shop or a fine footwear shop, only just a little bit down the street, and ask which one you guys would like to go to.
Where and then what was the other one?
Leather, like leather pelts and armor and stuff like that.
Well, leather pelts and armor. I think sounds.
All right. Really, really wish that I didn't have to edit the book to copy the name of it, because it might be actually quicker sometime.
Yeah.
So, you walk down to Ronar's Pelts and Fine Leather, and you see this fellow. That is not the owner. He is a huge middle-aged half-orc who you also see, but I don't have a picture of. But you see him engage in a conversation with this, and on the main counter there is a big pile of pelts, and the two are haggling back and forth. And he says, the half-orc turns to him and he's like, obviously the other guys asked for something at a price that he thinks is just ridiculous. He's like, look, I know you might be a druid, Thaddeus. The Duthus. And I know that you've got your powers and you can find the beasts and you can get all the high quality stuff, but you know as well as I do that you hunt them in the King's Forest, and you know that's illegal. So no, I'm not going to pay you that. That's a ridiculous price. I'll pay you the standard fee. And the Duthus is like, oh, fine, yes, alright. I don't know why I keep dealing with you, man. But yes, you're right. And a bit of gold exchanges hand, and he takes the pelts. And Ronar turns to you lot and is like, you after some hides? Some pelts? Bit of leather armor?
Can I get before I respond to him? Can I get like a gauge on like how much high quality those pelts are in that pile?
Can you give me investigation? Go with investigation. They
Would
they are pelts.
that's there.
That's all you know. Look, as far as you can tell, they're pretty good quality. And this guy's wearing the wolf head and everything like that, so he looks like
He's
pretty good at what he does.
for sure.
I imagine it would smell
Alright.
terribly. I really do. Like, I've always thought, like, it looks cool on armor and stuff, but I imagine wearing like an animal's head on your head would just smell bad.
I would agree. Looking at those, kind of deducing, this is probably a pretty good quality. This guy's like he probably knows what he's doing. Um, I'll look at the gentleman and like, I might be interested in what you might have in stock. Perhaps some good. Well, what might you have for armor?
He has the standard run of leather armor, so leather and studded leather. He
Mm-hmm.
does have the magical variations of them, but obviously they cost what they cost normally. So
Of
um,
course.
he does pull out one lot that looks quite nice to show you, and he shows you that it's actually a very special type that the druid bought him. It's from a particular type of
Mm,
beast that can, when it's alive, it can change its shape. And when you're wearing this, you can make it look like whatever you want. He calls it glamoured leather armor.
interesting. I certainly might be back working on earning some honest gold.
All right,
I'll be. mm, I'll keep you in mind.
looking
Looks
at
like you've got some
yep.
good work.
Well, thank you, thank you. Yeah, come in any time, day or night. He's gonna gives Word Splasher a bit of a nod because like he knows that's what's happening. Word Splasher's doing the grand tour, and you head
Mhm.
off. Now, Word Splasher is actually going to suggest to Baron that you go to your right down this road, and you actually end up here because he is sure that you will find this place especially intriguing.
What makes you say that?
Because this is the temple of competence. This is the this is the god of competence, the god of all of the efficient master,
Oh,
like the god of all the craftsmen, and there's a lot of small
yeah, Rorks.
workshops. Rorks.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm on a first name basis. We got it.
Gods with names. It's like you guys are weird. Gods with names. You don't like people because they're weird. They're green or tall or whatever. That fly again was there again. Just about went. Um, but he takes you in anyway, and you meet this guy who has a mouse in his pocket. It's an unremarkable looking two-story building in the middle of the densest part of the Tool District, and it's home to the devotees of the god of competence, the efficient master, who you call Reorx. Has many small workshops where the skilled can discuss their trade or the unskilled can learn confidence in a skill from the temple priest. So basically, I don't know what you'd have over there, maybe Home Depot, but here it would be Bunnings. They have like a DIY workshop thing in the actual hardware store. You have that
Okay,
anywhere
yeah,
around.
yeah.
So basically, they got the DIY section of the temple, where your average guy can go and learn how to put together a table or whatever. There is no formal leader of the faith because all priests consider each other as equals and act as independent teachers and preachers of their own experiences. One of the friendlier faces in the temple is an acolyte named Jarlin, a former street urchin who found his way into the temple. He's a master poet who is willing to share his art with anyone eager to listen. And when he sees Word Splasher, you see the briefest flicker of like, oh, not this guy again. Because unlike Word Splasher, this guy is not a bad poet. This guy is in fact an amazing poet who puts together many a great verse. I'm not going to say any because I can't remember any off the top of my head.
Of course, yes.
Maybe Once Upon a Midnight Dreary, or something like that. He starts quoting some he starts quoting some Poe at you. He's quite happy to talk about poetry, but that's about all he's happy to talk about. And around the rest of it, you see a couple of like workshops where there's a couple of smiths working, but they're all wearing the similar robe to this guy. So these are not just smiths; these are priest smiths, like Baron.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Could I roll like a perception or something just to check like what level of craft they're working at?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, not great. 14.
Yeah, it's enough. You know enough about craft that you would be able to work that out. You see a number of levels of craft going on. You see some where they're they're doing the DIY. There's some locals in there and they're learning how to. I don't know all the terms, so I know you do. So they're learning basically how to melt down the metal to make it usable to create stuff, and some doing some simple molds to create some simple tools and stuff like that. And then further on, you see some actual craftsmen themselves doing some work, and it's pretty much top level work. These are guys that are well honed in their crafts.
Okay. He'll nod appraisingly.
You, in fact, seeing you and the symbol around your neck, which is not dissimilar to theirs, but is not the same either. I don't know if you noticed the one he was wearing in the picture.
Yeah.
A couple of the smiths kind of wave you over and introduce themselves. I'm not going to make up names for them because these are. I'm just going with this. This is not part of the book. And they ask you to have a quick go at whatever's going on there, and you spend some time with them, and maybe even show them a couple of things
Yeah,
that they
sure.
didn't know.
I've actually got a feature. I can generate double the progress towards an item's completion with my masterwork feature.
Okay.
So I can, whatever they're doing, I can do in like double time.
Say one of them is making a new head for a hammer, and asks you to, help him out. And so you, using your skills, help him, and he's amazed at the speed at which you're doing it. Speed and precision, because it's like, at first he's looking at you like, oh, here he goes, he's just going to go hammer and tongs. And then he realizes that as fast as you're going, your precision is impressively perfect. And when you're finished, he's appreciative of, like, he's he knows he's standing in the presence of a master smith. So he's like, thank you for your time. Like, I think I've learned something from this. Thank you very much. I don't recognize that symbol that you're wearing. It's like of what deity, but I can definitely sense your power. So thank you, good sir.
Yeah, of course. It's yeah, I think it's the same fella, the same symbol as yours. I think, but it's I guess
Yours is an anvil.
little different. Little different. I think we serve the same person. being.
Person being.
I just know I'm a little different.
Finley, you're really good with animals. Do you think that that mouse is the poet, or is it? Are we just pretending that the man's the poet?
The, uh, uh, I'm pretty. The mouse cannot speak that I am aware of.
Well,
It's not.
I'm hearing poetry coming from him.
It's not Ratatouille.
Bishop Finley just gives.
He's a lot
Tobin
better
look
poet than
like-
you are, Palantir.
I'm sure the man.
Did you just say
likes
that
the
out
poet.
loud? You just said that out loud. He just said you're a much better poet than you are, Palantir. Like, whoa. He's not happy. He's going to stomp off outside and wait until you guys are finished. He's not talking to you now because you picked on his poetry.
I think I'm even a better poet than Palantir. I've been working on one. Rocks are good, rocks are strong. Sometimes small, but never wrong. Except when you trip on one, then they're mostly wrong.
You notice as you recite your poem, Jarlan he overhears it, and you can see him like as if somebody has just dragged their fingernails down a chalkboard. It's like one step shy of if you said the boy stood on the burning deck. I'm assuming.
Perhaps we shouldn't insult other people's intelligence, Tobith.
Oh, there was an old man from Nantucket.
Oh dear.
I thought you might know that one better than the boy stood on the burning deck. I don't know if that translates.
Yeah, I didn't know the first one.
Well, so now
I didn't try to be rude. I was just.
The boy stood on the burning deck, a pocket full of crackers. He set one off the silly fool and blew off half his knackers.
Oh my god.
Welcome to Australian Limerick.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
Well, all right then.
So you finish off there and wander on down to this particular one, which has a pin, but oops, which I'm going to edit. Which I'm not going to edit like that. There you go. Gelnir Master Armorer. This is the Vordani tribe member that they were talking about that makes armor there, and he has pretty much everything in the way of medium and heavy armor. It doesn't say much about this guy, so just an armor shop. With that though, it is now going to be early evening, having taken you several hours to walk through and talk through all of these places. Wordsplash is going to take his back up the street, but he is going to point out, because of the mage hand that Tobith cast earlier, that if he needs any help with magic, if he's becoming a budding magician of some variety, that he may wish to visit I don't know if you saw that pop up just then.
No, I didn't. Which one was it?
Just down here,
Temple of Magic.
the Temple
Okay.
of Magic
Above magic.
at some stage. And they can help you out with any of your magical machinations that any of you may have, in fact. The god of magic is called Magic. All the gods here are just named after what they do, don't have actual names. So he's going to head back to his place. In the meantime, because he sent you to Rusio last night, but as Rusio said, they don't actually have rooms, he is going to suggest an actual inn that has rooms, which I am going to find.
Even though Word Splasher said he wouldn't charge us because of our connection, I will give him a gold piece as a thank you for his patience. For the evening, I should say.
Alright, I'm just going to find a good inn, because he's going to want to send you somewhere good. I found a bad one, but I don't want a bad inn. Unless we do. Unless you want to stay in the worst inn in town.
Well, I wouldn't say the worst inn.
Well, it actually literally says on this one, this is the worst inn in the city. Okay, probably not that one.
Probably not that one. I don't want to sleep in a haystack. Even though I was generous enough to buy Tobith's lock, I don't want to spend my gold to sleep in a haystack.
You're giving your gold away today, Magnus. You gave it gold to the gallons here, and you didn't even have to.
There's a nice brothel you guys could stay at? No?
Well,
Certainly worse places, I suppose.
Waste of gold. Or steel, or whatever we want to
Yeah,
call it.
there's actually 2 brothels listed in this.
of course there would be.
Not surprising.
And they all have washrooms, I'm sure.
Alright, so he's going to ask if you want to stay at somewhere a bit nice, somewhere medium, or somewhere crappy.
I will suggest medium.
Yes, medium. We don't necessarily need anything terribly fancy, but better than a haystack.
Yes, medium is
Would be
fine.
preferred.
Proper bed and a bath would be nice.
Is there anything near the gate when we came in?
I'm sorry. There's 3 brothels listed. I'd forgotten about that one.
Again, no thank you.
I will
Maybe
side with
later.
a paladin on
Alright.
this one.
Yeah, I'm glad. He actually suggests that outside in the seabed there is it's a seaside inn, but it's pretty good. It's well kept. It's called the Cheeky Mermaid.
An area we've been to before. Sounds comfortable. I always did enjoy the salt air.
Alright, so you make your way back at the end of the day, finding a token, you go through this dark area, and then you end up here at the Cheeky Mermaid. So the Cheeky Mermaid is visited mainly by those who come for a short visit to the seaside. The inn's common room is a huge ballroom with large bar and many tables to accommodate even the full crews of several ships at once. That's really about all we need to know about it at the moment. They offer rooms for 1 silver a night each, and meals for 1 silver as well, and beer as much as you can drink.
As a good host, I'll put down 1 gold to pay for the 5-night stay and the 5 meals, which would be 1 gold as far as I understand.
Yep, alright. So thank you. and they show you to a large room that can actually fit all of you in it at once, because again they accommodate crews of ships, and leave you to it. Give you the keys and off they wander. The key, of course, is tied to like a tire iron.
As it should be. As it should be.
Yeah. And we'll say you rest for the night there, so everyone can benefit from a long rest.
Yep.
I would like to just roleplay one thing during the night.
Yeah, definitely.
So during the night, I'm going to, for whatever reason that nobody else knows, I'm going to kind of polish my glaive and spend an hour with it to, for the DM's sake and for above the table, turn it into my packed blade.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put the glaive on my back so that it still stands on my back, strapped to my back, as it always was. It doesn't disappear or become part of another plane or nothing like that, but it is now my packed weapon.
Alrighty.
And what I don't know is how to do that through Shard.
How to make it your packed weapon through Shard? I think we just say it's your packed weapon, to be honest. I don't think it has to be linked. Does it?
at
It uses
the
charisma, doesn't it?
It's a different to the hit and damage, so it would be a plus
Yeah.
2 to hit and plus 2 to damage. So
at,
rather than being plus
at
4,
the
it'd be
top of your
plus 6,
sheet,
and rather than being... Okay, go ahead.
at the top of your sheet, where you see like your abilities above your weapons, armors, and tools, there should be one that says "Pact of the Blade." Click "Use," and it should give you a prompt to select which weapon you want to convert.
I've already done it. I was already doing it there. I just had to remember how to do it myself. So there you go. It's already set. That's your pack blade.
Fantastic. Thank you, team. So I'll do that during the night. And I would also like to roleplay to see if anybody of our party wishes to play dragon chess with me during the night.
Oh, Finley will take you up on that offer. He sees you messing around with the dragon chest pieces and walk up like, oh, getting ready to set up dragon chest? Mind if I join you?
I would love to play a game. It's been a while. It helps to calm me.
Certainly, it's been a while since I played. Last I played with my dad.
Your dad, eh?
Aye, he was a carpenter, of pretty good reputation in my hometown. He liked to play at night. Helped him wind down from a long day.
It is always nice to have something to take your mind off a day's hard work. I'll play a game of dragon chess with Finley over the course of that evening while we get to know each other a little bit better.
Alrighty.
Similarly, Tobith, he is kind of tossing and turning in his bed. It's really noisy. Pillow's incredibly lumpy, and there's an awful smell, probably coming from Finley's boots. So anyway, he wishes really, really hard that the pillow would be cleaned. It would be really quiet here, and the air would be fresh. And I mutter into the darkness, "Come on, just make it better already!" And then suddenly my pillow fluffs itself up, the smells fade, and the outside tavern noise dulls to practically nothing. And I've just shown that I know how to do prestidigitation.
I like that. I like the...
Nice.
Yeah. Alrighty. So how does it? Who wins the dragon chess game? Let's do. What would be good? Performance?
I mean, given that I'm
That's-
like a proficient with the tool, that sounds fine to me.
Yeah. Well, that's a strategy game, isn't it? Perhaps intelligence.
I would think intelligence.
Yeah. All right. Like I will go with you guys on this one. So whatever you think fair, roll to see um, who wins the game.
For Finley, it's a straight roll. He's got nothing in intelligence, so
I got a 15 with my plus 2 for perception. For
it's a flat 12 there.
It's not like you get trounced.
no,
It's a fairly back and forth strategic game, but eventually Magnus just comes out on top and manages a sneaky move that puts you. I'm assuming Dragon Chess is just chess. So I've never really bothered to look at the games.
yes.
And he manages to get your king in check, and you concede.
Fine game indeed, Finley. Thank you very much for your time tonight.
That was pretty slick move you did there, yeah. Thank you. Had a good time. It's been a while. Reminds me of my dad.
So,
A
anything
pleasure to
else
play.
for the night, or is? I'll take that as a no. So the night goes. Nope, somebody was going to talk.
Nope, I don't think so.
My mic just came through somebody else's. Apart from that, the night goes uneventfully. There is a rowdy crowd in the tap room, drinking and doing what sailors do when they get into a port. But you all sleep fairly well. And the next morning dawns, and you know that you were asked to return to the halls of the lawgiver, and that there would be a couple of jobs that you may be able to do. Did anybody wish to do that, or something else?
For sure. I think
I would like to suggest to go to see the Red Cloaks to do the
yeah.
next job because
Yeah.
I spent a few coin yesterday and I'd like to make some more back.
All right.
Yes, absolutely. Finley
Yes,
getting up
absolutely.
uh absolutely early. Ridiculously early. Out of habit. Um would eat something quick and get ready to head out. Wait, while probably down in a waiting area, wherever there's the bar and whatnot, waiting for his companions to rise and get ready to head out to the Red Cloaks.
With that long rest, I am swapping my Blessing of the Forge from my weapon to my armor.
Yep.
I've lost faith in the Warhammer.
But you can't hit them with your armor. I mean, you can, but
But I've got the cantrip that makes my punches do a d6 of bludgeoning, and it's magical, so I'm just gonna do that from now on.
fair enough. All right. So you go to the halls. You meet with Nathaniel, who says to you that he has two possible jobs that you could do. You can take one. You can take both. He doesn't really mind. Things that need looking at, but that the Red Cloaks don't have enough time for. He says if you can get these two done, they will go a long way to giving you a decent reputation in the city. The first one is that there has been found on the old wall some strange writing that they need not only deciphered, but they need to find out where it's come from and what exactly is happening, where this is coming from, who's doing it. They fear that it may have something to do with a cult or something strange like that, but they don't really know. So they're looking for any information on it. If you can bring back information on it, they will grant you the standard fee of 10 gold per head. If you can actually bring a resolution to whoever's doing it and why ever they're doing it, then he will increase it again to 20 gold per head. The second job is actually going to take you outside of the city. Daughter of Tame and Gaio of the Halfling's Treasure Bakery is gone missing. Apparently, she went out seeking. She wants to be an adventurer herself and has taken an assignment where she was sent out to find a beast with the head of a lion that can swing its tail to a hail of spikes the size of spears. You would know maybe if everyone can roll me a history.
Ooh, that's a 19.
Well, Tobith and
Not gonna beat that.
Finley, for sure, have both heard of a manticore. Apparently she had a heated argument with her parents about life goals and risking one's life for thrills, and decided to go out and hunt down this manticore, and has not been seen since. So they need somebody to A, go and find her, B, see if she's still alive, and C, perhaps kill a manticore. For this one, he actually says this is a really dangerous one, so he's offering a reward of 50 gold per head for bringing back Byra, and 100 gold per head if you manage to kill the manticore.
Well,
We've already proven that we're really good at finding missing people, so I think we should go after this Byra.
I
You
am.
need to save the person from the manticore for sure.
Yes.
Alright.
Hunting and tracking is what I am best at. Shall we?
So on that,
Yes.
you are going to head out to save Byra. Now, that is where we're going to end today. So, next week, that will be your quest, saving Byra, which will actually take you outside of the city and into the wilds.
Sounds great. Excellent. Thanks very much again.
Not a problem.
Yeah,
Having
it's
a
been
day.
great.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I was like looking at the map and just thinking, because obviously I did all this, but it's a bit very different to look at from this. Like, it's like, imagine trying to find everything in this city. This is going to take some time. I'll just put it this way:
It's a big city.
Well, there are 130 locations on this map.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a bit.
It's a big map.
Currently, it's a lovely donut.
Yeah, it's lovely, very lovely.
There you go. You can see the middle as well now.
Very yeah, nice.
All right, Fist of Iron. Sounds
I'll
horrible.
have to, yeah, I'm gonna have to, in between the sessions, I'm gonna have to pick. The only thing I didn't pick when we leveled is the Oath. So I gotta figure out what I want to do. I have a lot of options.
Yep. Figure that all out. As I said, like, take time between if you need to. That's fine. So we will pick up again next Monday. As I said, only the 29th of June am I not going to be available, so we'll have to have that week off Apart from that, this should all be fine and dandy. If there's anything anybody has any ideas of, let me know, and we will do what we did last week now. And who do we vote as our MVP? Who gets the inspiration for something they did during this session?
I would like
My-
to suggest Ulrich having you best utilize his character to smite the skeletons and have no fear in dealing with the undead when Magnus thought twice about doing it.
Yeah, my vote was also going to be for Alric for um, that Skelly fight.
Fair enough. Anybody else?
I'm going to put forward Ulrich, but for a different reason. Throughout both sessions so far, his character has been extremely consistent. He has hit the same beat like each time, and I think that's really cool.
Alright.
Yeah, he plays it stoically very well so far. It's been good.
Alright. Only problem is he already has inspiration.
Oh.
Oh yes, that's true. Can't
So-
try
I
that.
had it
vote two
last
dice.
week too. I had it last week too. Just call it double inspiration.
Let me spend it right now, and then I'll get it.
I don't think I can add extra inspiration.
No, you can't add it. I don't think. No, but just we'll remember.
Alright, make a
I'll make a
note.
note.
You've got 2 lots of inspiration. Actually, we'll see in
We have a journal. You can put it in your journal.
Fantasy Grounds
Yep.
actually has 3 lots of inspiration up the top of it, so
That's true. You're right.
so I don't mind stacking it. Alright, well done Elric for consistently smiting the shit out of skeletons and being a stoic knight.
Thank you. Thank you.
And stars and wishes, things that people found good and things that people would like to see happen.
I enjoyed how fluid combat was, even though there wasn't a specific map. I think it was neat that like even though we didn't have the visual, it still went
Yeah.
quick.
I do appreciate the assist on that divine smite thing. I haven't not gotten used to shard completely yet, so that was I think I appreciate that, guys.
Yep, that's what we're here for. Here to make it as fun and fluid as possible.
Yeah, I'm liking that we're keeping the fights smooth and quick, and everybody's prepared, and know what they're going to do, which is great.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely appreciate that.
Always.
That is fairly easy at this level. It does become progressively harder as you get up in levels, and you've got 90,000
Yeah.
spells to choose from. And
For sure.
just remember,
But
DM hates counterspell. If you choose it, I won't not let you, but I will sigh disapprovingly every time you use it.
at least you don't have to worry about that from me being ranger and all. But, for sure.
And I guess my only wish would be that the DM could do a better chattering for your skeletons.
Yeah, well, okay. So, I am 48, so I'm worried if I chatter my teeth together too hard, they'll break.
That's a fair concern, yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually really working on voice stuff. Said I'm replacing my character today with a character I played in the previous thing, and he was taken from the character of Jonah King from the movie Drive Angry, if anybody's ever seen it. Which is one of those B grade Nicolas Cage movies that are better than the A grade Nicolas Cage movies. And it's played by the guy, I can't remember his name right now, but he played Bella's father in the Twilight movies. And he plays this like southern evangelical preacher, but he's he's a Satanist preacher, but he's got that whole proper southern smite coming down from the mountain sort of thing going on. So I'm going to be trying that sort of voice tonight when he comes into the game. I've even done a little.
One question.
Sorry, you go.
I was just gonna say one question for you as a DM. When leveling up and applying the Pact of the Blade to the dragon to my glaive, it hasn't changed my hit and damage rolls. So I don't know how that works. It shows it's applied, but it hasn't changed.
Where are we?
I don't think
I'm
it's
looking at
changed
Ulrich.
over to Charisma.
What?
So Magnus. The glaive, it doesn't show it change over to Charisma based.
There? Did that change it?
That did, but then it also didn't. So I took
Like,
improved pack weapon.
yeah, I just changed the packed weapon to your glaive.
It did. So the Pact of the Blade makes it Charisma versus Strength. So it should be a +6 total. And then +4 to damage, as far as I understand it.
Alright,
Just
let me have a
Just
look.
nitpicking.
Try and remind me about midweek, and let me have a look.
Sure.
Because it might be an issue in the actual Warlock thing, and I can change that on my side to make it work from Charisma
Sounds
if
great.
it's not. Alright,
Thank you very much, sir.
I think we'll wrap up
I
there.
do have.
Oh, yep, you go. Sorry.
Sorry, I do have one quick question. I can't remember if we talked about this or not. Are we rolling for hit dice, or are we taking the average when we level up?
You can do whichever one you like. I have no problem with either. I have no problem with you mixing either. If some of you want to be just like I'll take the average, and some of you want to roll hit die, cool with me.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
took whatever they gave me, so I'm cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I took average.
I like the ease
Ditto.
of average, but I do think that rolling is sometimes the better. But that can become very, I mean, if I were Baron, I'd take the average
Yeah,
because you're just gonna roll one.
because at most I'm only going to gain an extra 3.
All right, I think we'll end it there, and thank you very much everyone for playing, and I will see you all next Monday or Sunday for you, Monday for me.
Yep. Thanks, Daryl.